Alright, camera's rolling.
He draws a crowd.
Alright.
For me, a great book isn't one that is just entertaining, but one that really teaches you a lot of new things. For me, that book was Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert T. Kiyosaki. The title, which is, kind of throws you off, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the reason they named it that was because the author had kind of two father figures. He had his biological father, and he had another man who gave him, taught him pretty much everything he knew, and gave him a lot of lessons that he carried with him throughout his entire life. One of them was, had a tremendous amount of college education. He got a doctorate, and he did it about half the time that it takes most people to do it. The other one had little to no formal education. When one of them died, he left his family with pretty much nothing, except not even a house. And when the other one died, he left his family with millions of dollars and a profitable financial empire. The one that left his family nothing was the one that had an education, a college education. The one that left his family with millions had little to none. Now, the book doesn't demote or criticize college education. On the contrary, it says that a good college education teaches you how to earn good money, but almost never teaches you how to properly manage it. I'm sure all of you have heard of people, doctors, lawyers, who should have, good money, but are pretty much bankrupt. The book starts off saying things like, the rich don't work for money. That's not saying that the rich don't work. It's just saying that if you want to be rich, you can't have a normal job. You can't expect to get rich from working a 9 to 5. You have to kind of think outside the box and avoid one of life's biggest traps, which is just getting comfortable. Having that job, just looking forward to your 3 weeks vacation a year and kind of a so-so pension after working for so many years. Staying hungry and seeing what others miss. How he taught that in the book was he made him work for him every week for hours and hours, but he didn't give him any money. And the kid was like, why aren't you paying me? You felt like he was getting ripped off. But the lesson that he learned was, okay, if you realize that through this job I'm not making any money, I'm going to think of some other way, in my mind where I can, create a source of income. And that's a lesson that, that's there. In other words, you have your job, but don't just rely solely on that job to make money. Use your head, your own financial intelligence to create other sources of income. The other one is learning financial literacy, and that's the bulk of the book is really that, recognizing the difference between an asset and a liability. An asset is something that you put money into and it makes money for you. A liability is the complete opposite, something that you put your money into and it pretty much just drains you. Most people consider their homes, and in some rare cases, it is an asset, but in most cases, it's not. It's something that locks people into jobs, into the schedule of work, pay bills, and hinders them financially. And why the rich get richer is they spend their lives accumulating assets instead of liabilities, and they've learned and taught themselves how to recognize an asset and recognizing liability, and also understanding the cash flow pattern of it. Another great point that he makes is learning to mind your own business. The founder of McDonald's, J.A. Kroc, once spoke to a graduating class of business students, and he asked them, what is my business? Everybody started laughing, and once they calmed down, he asked it again, what is my business? Well, somebody, finally was brave enough to raise their hand, and he said, well, you're in the burger business, you're in fast food. He said, no, I'm not. That's my profession, but it's not my business. Most people don't realize that McDonald's is the largest private owner of real estate in the world, owning more than even the Catholic Church. That is what they use the burger business to get the land, but that's the profession. But the business is the land under that establishment. If you're a banker, you work at a bank. That's your profession, but it's not your business. And people need to learn to mind their own business. Okay, you have your job, your money comes in through, but use your head to try to make money on the side, be it through stocks, bonds, mutual funds, precious metals, or any other investment, real estate. Minding your own business. Another one, which is my favorite, is keeping your expenses low, kind of embracing a spirit of frugality. Realizing that a lot of times people hear about great opportunities and, man, if only I had that money to invest in that. And the funny thing is they make good money, but it's all tied up in their bills, card payments, your mortgage. Learn to be moderate, to be humble. Keep your expenses low so when that golden nugget comes by, you can grab it. I read a lot of other things on it. I just didn't read the book. I went online, and a lot of people had great things to say about it. An online critic, a book reviewer, Michael C. Graves, wrote, "Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the kind of book that opens your mind to new possibilities. Whether to contribute to your child's financial education or your own, you will want to have a copy in your home." USA Today wrote, "Its entrepreneurship education should be for all students." And what it's saying is that, whatever you want to do in your life, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a plumber, you want to be a mechanic, you want to learn to properly manage your money. And the only areas that really teach that are maybe is accounting. It's one of the reasons why accountants make less money in their job, but they have a habit of being wealthy. In conclusion, if you want to be rich, you need to adopt the habits of the rich. You need to learn to make money work for you, not just work for money your entire life, but figure out to put the money that you get and put it in areas where it can be profitable to you. Learn financial literacy, the difference between an asset and liability, and spend your life accumulating real assets. And don't fall into the traps that so many others do, which is just staying at that job, being comfortable, which in some cases is fine, but later on in life, you might find yourself in a pinch. And in conclusion, if you're really looking for a financial awakening, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is that book for you.